Alright guys, this is Burrs. Going to show you paint your gun project. Now what am I doing? I'm going to try to do a multicam pattern here. Kind of like this. This is my guide. And I cut out some kind of patterns I want to use. And, you know, like this. Stick it on there, spray paint over it, something like that is what I want to do. Never done like a pattern like as crazy as multicam. Multicam's about 7 different colors. I have 2 shades of green with 1 shade not being camouflage. It's satin. I'm gonna see what it looks like. Not sure if I'll use it or not, but it's a different shade of green. But the rest of it's like a camo paint, whatever. I got 2 browns which are pretty identical. And then I have 2 khakis which are just shade off each other, which is good. And I have the 2 greens which are definitely different. One's like a deep forest and one's like a lighter one, which you can see in here. There's lots of greens in the multicam. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to start with a base of this right here. This khaki is going to be my base. It's kind of more along this line, so that's going to be my base, and then from there I'm going to put the pattern on all the rest, because I want to have that as a base. I don't want to have green as a base. Alright, so what I went ahead and did was I taped off and put some paper or this cloth where I don't want the paint to get into. I don't want the bolt right here being colored. I don't mind this being colored because it's already rubbing off. I don't want this being painted inside, obviously. The sights up inside the mag slot, the tab here, and the trigger. The rest I could really care less about. So that's what we're going to do. So to get started here, go ahead and move these off to the side. Alright, to get started, what we're going to do is it says to shake the can vigorously for 1 minute. The Rustoleum I'm using does not say it's made for plastic, so my base, I'm actually going to instead use this Krylon ultra flat sand instead of the Rustoleum. Doesn't say it's for plastic, so since I got plastic parts on here, here, and here, I'm going to go ahead and use this as the base. What I did was, so the one thing you want to do before you do this, go ahead and get a shop towel or some kind of towel. Throw some alcohol on there. And you want to do what's called as prepping your surface. Make sure all the sweat and sticky stuff is off your surface, so that when the paint goes on, you're getting it on the surface, not on the residue or the residual that is left over. Now we're ready to start. Shake the can vigorously for 1 minute. Shake it like this. This is a normal motion in this house. You don't want to have too much on there. It's about like that for your first coat. Alright, I went ahead and switched it around. Now, we're going to go ahead and do this side. Make sure you get the top, bottom, sides, get pretty much everywhere here. Now to get the best look, you're going to have to take your time, go over this a bazillion times, and then you're going to get your best look. If you go in here and start spraying this and scopping it up, and it's going to be running. You're going to have something called drippy cam. Alright, I went ahead and did another coat. What I'm going to do now is make sure the bottom here is good to go. Now the one thing you're going to want to do is make sure you get up in all these little cracks and crevices, because if you don't, then you're going to have a gun that's going to have some shadows on it in regards to the black that this gun is, and the majority of other guns are, and it's not going to have a good finish product look to it when you're finished. Alright, so here we are back on the other side. Go ahead and put another coat on here. You can see it's really light right now. I'm going to go ahead and put another coat on. And with this, at least on the AK, you're going to have to remember, you're going to have to do this twice because of the safety. So let me go ahead and I'll do that. And I'm going to come down here and do this underside. You see, you start to get a little bit too much on here, which isn't too much, but you can go ahead and just kind of lay off those parts. I'm going to come back here, to the back side. The plastic is where you're really going to start to see, if you put too much on, you'll start to see that maybe you get to the point of maybe dripping. It'll shine a little bit more. It'll dry matte, but it'll shine before the metal will. It'll get a lot brighter. So that'll be the area that you want to lay off a little bit maybe. Alright, so here we are back on the other side. Go ahead and try and get this set up here. And what we're going to do here is, yet again, you can still see there's some black showing through, so I'm going to keep going over it until I get the desired look I'm looking for. Up around the rail, definitely looking good. The barrel's looking pretty good. Excuse me if I'm getting in the camera here. You can see it's starting to get a little bit too much on there because of the nozzle, and it's not to the point where it's going to drip though, so that's a positive. Flip this here. We're actually almost to the part of what we're looking for. I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom now again. Alright, so here we are back on the other side. And what we're going to do here is, yet again, keep putting the layers on here. That should be the last coat of our base.